Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your man, Kyle Leaf Wins, host of the Making Better Track Show. Once again, welcome back. Thanks for watching the previous videos. I'm here joined by the homie, Dccarsonmusic. Subscribe to his page now. Follow him now. Link in description. I'm also joined here by the other content creator, civildaysmusic, Daysun. Follow him now. Subscribe now. You understand what I'm saying? Let's get into the topic of the day. The topic of today's show is what's stopping you from taking your beat serious? This goes to me, this goes to Daysun, this goes to DC, and this goes to you, the producer watching. What is stopping you or us from taking our beats seriously to the highest level? Let's get to the video and let's go.
High as you possibly could see yourself, right? Who do you see yourself as? And there's no right or wrong answer. Yeah. Clarify and define your vision for yourself in the highest possible way that you could see it. Do you want to be a 12-time All-Star? Yeah. Do you want to be a league MVP? Right? That's your first job, is to see it as high as you can see it. Be delusional even. Right at the apex of what your mind believes is possible, maybe push past that even a little bit and define it. Like, see it all the time and believe it, and whatever you got to do to protect that belief. My version of protecting that belief was I wasn't sharing this. I wasn't even telling my mom. She knew I rapped. She knew I did music, and to her it was like, somebody knock you off. I'm not even gonna give my own mother the chance to try to bring me back down to reality. It's not gonna happen. Right. Just work towards it. You have to do the work, and because you love it, it's not always gonna feel like work, but sometimes it is.
Sometimes it ain't about presenting. It's about going in the huddle, reinventing yourself. I've done it 3 times in my career. I went hiatus for 2 years because I felt like the world got tired of hearing that, oh, we heard that's old. So I had to reinvent myself. Reinvention is the key.
You trying to make it perfect and people just coming to you for your purpose.
Facts.
No one's asking for perfection or to have it all figured out or to know exactly what. People want to know, they want to see you. They want to be a part of it.
Yep.
They want to see what you're sharing. They like it. They like what you have to say. And not from a superficial level of like, oh, I like this. This is great. Not even from criticism or compliment. They feel drawn to it. It feels sort of like home. It feels like, wow, there's another perspective. It feels like, wow, I could see this in a different light.
Producers, listen up.
Things that you want to share in the world are literally going to help people in ways that you don't know. But you waiting on perfection and they waiting on your purpose.
First thing that my father ever taught me is that your #1 priority in life is to discover and do what makes you come alive. Ooh. You were created for a purpose. You're not here by happenstance, and you've got to become who you were born to be. And if you don't know what that is, then that is the work for you to do. Yeah.
You know, you put me up up against a person who wants what I want, but they're going to work 40 hours a week. Guess what? I'm going to get it.
You're going to get it way before them.
Yeah, because I go 90, 100 if I got to. I'm not going to stop. And a lot of people want things and say, this is my goal and this is my ambition. Well, you know, it's what I told some of the people that work for me. Stop lying. Don't talk to me about the car that you want. Don't talk to me about the clothes you want. Don't talk to me about where you want to eat at if you're not going to put that work in.
I will figure it out as I go. There's not anything that I'm supposed to do. There's not anything that's been assigned to me. I get to choose.
Facts. That's a big fact. How does everybody feel about the day? How's your day going? What's going on with you guys? What's up? What's up? Talk to me.
The day is going good. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Hope everybody's having a blessed day. It's another day, you know. Just got to crank, grind, get moving, get the motor running. You know, got a lot going on. Got them packs selling. You know, got the videos churning out. We're doing great things. You know, just moving, just teaching and learning, and you know, just hoping that everybody keeps following. You know, something I have been doing this time is, you know, I went and you know, in marketing, sometimes you got to learn how to be your own marketer. So I went out and I looked up, I said, how can I make better thumbnails? So I went out and I looked at some things like, you know, I watched vidIQ, I watched Think Media, and I watched other, you know, people talked about how, you know, Mr. Beast does thumbnails and things of that nature. So I've been kind of experimenting, and, you know, trying to get engagement. So I think my thumbnails are starting to look better. Not where I want it, but it's something I'm doing because we got to be, as music producers, we have to be marketers. We have to be social media content, aficionados. We have to understand how to get our product in front of people, get our faces in front of people, and start branding ourselves as well. So that's something I've been kind of diving into and trying to engage community as well. So that's what I've been on so far.
DC?
Yeah, what's up, DC Carson, Dccarsonmusic, IG, Facebook, as well as
Links in
YouTube.
descriptions. Links in descriptions for both of them.
Absolutely. Our life, very busy, youngest daughter turning 18, dad turning 83,
Wow.
ripping and running all within there, and then still doing life. But the thing is that, that comes with the territory. I was listening to just some of the comments that in the clips that you were showing, and it was like purpose. Now, me being 25 years military, of course, I know how to work long hours and all that kind of stuff. The thing I would say is, listen to Daysun, it's a lot that goes in it. I've been like going back and digging in the gear, learning things and balancing. And it's a lot of hours. The only thing I would sit back and tell people is that as you chase your purpose, don't forget the person. Do not forget the person. Seen G Soldier's tough son of a gun. They were talking about a SEAL who had been shot 27 times. Tough, hardcore guy, and unfortunately committed suicide. And in the veterans community is 22 a day. So I'm saying to you is that get on your grind, be balanced. One of the things I'm trying to do now with scheduling, with
being dad, being that kind of stuff. But here's the thing, it gives you, the guy was right. Sometimes it does feel like work, but I have been having a blast. I have been actually getting back to where that purpose has passion. So, bro, it's been a busy time, but it's been a wonderful time.
Yeah, but thanks for you guys for sharing. Let me get into the comments. Say What She Wants says, man, dope. I know I needed to hear that, bro. Thank you, sis. You know what I'm saying? Everybody follow Say What She Wants channel on YouTube. She also says, we can hear you. Yes, most definitely. Good day, everyone. She gives a shout out to Say What She Wants. Thank you so much for coming in the chat. But why, producers watching this, what's stopping you from taking your beats seriously? Like the J. Cole part, I want to play that part one more time, just to add that beginning part, because he says some key things.
See yourself as high as you possibly could see yourself, right? Who do you see yourself as? And there's no right or wrong answer. Yeah. Clarify and define your vision for yourself in the highest possible way that you could see it. Do you want to be a 12-time All-Star? Yeah. Do you want to be a league MVP? Right? That's your first job, is to see it as high as you can see it. Be delusional even. Right at the apex of what your mind believes is possible, maybe push past that even a little bit and define it. Like, see it all the time and believe it, and whatever you got to do to protect that belief. My version of protecting that belief was I wasn't sharing this. I wasn't even telling my mom. She knew I rapped. She knew I did music, and to her it was like,
somebody knock you off.
I'm not even gonna give my own mother the chance to try to bring me back down to reality.
Yo, that's a fact. And with that fact that said, let me share some tips that I'm using for myself in terms of getting focused. Hopefully, can help every producer and every artist and all of us, and we'll get on the back end. Number one, some get focused mentality tips that I have to implement to myself as a content creator and as a producer and as somebody that's super focused. And I'm here to share with you guys. Tell me how you feel in the comments, and we're going to talk about it. Number one, when you do what you love, your success will find you. Attract, don't chase with your catalog. You know what I'm saying? What does that mean? My worries lessen, my anxiety lessens when I put in the work. When it comes to content creation, I'm like, yo, let me post up, let me get to work, let me get to the grindstone, and I'm attracting more things coming into my life based on the catalog that I put out. Let's go next. Just create, share your gift, and network offline and online. Think about your next 52 weeks and invest into your craft. Like Daysun said, he's working on his thumbnails. He's getting better and better and better. Again, this is for producers, artists, content creators. If you are a creator, just create, share your gift, and network online and offline. Don't stay on the internet. Also, have that F that mentality. Take risks daily. Your production dreams are worth it. A lot of times as producers or people that do music creatives in general, we get caught up in our mind. We get caught up in our thought process. And that's what stops us from taking our beats seriously. We doubted that. We put in the work. Oh, I posted the beats. I posted these things for sale. I did X, Y, and Z. But listen to what Daysun said earlier. I'm working on my thumbnails. I'm studying. I'm becoming, an aficionado in this. And this is what's required for me to get to the next level. other things you can focus on as a tip. Stop shortchanging yourself. Your passion for beats have a purpose. Start thinking about your desired outcome more than your current level of success. Let me be very clear. We get caught up in our minds as producers. We're overtly analytical for no reason. We get harder on ourselves than anybody can get harder on themselves. We are our worst critic. Focus more on your outcome versus your current situation. Let's move on. Success leaves clues. I say this to everybody. Don't believe Khalif wins. Research your favorite producers' come up, how they came up in the game, and you'll see Timbaland has a story. Hit Boy has a story. J. Cole has a story. When you start looking at everybody's stories, producers, or look at all your favorite producers, Metro Boomin, Southside, whoever it is, Pharrell, everybody has a come-up story. Success leaves clues, and you'll see clues for you and your production goals. Next, your dreams are worth it. Work hard to see them come to life. I messed up the writing. Hey, we live, whatever. Act on all of your beat ideas. You have an idea for a beat tape. Great, put it out. Don't overthink it. Just put it out. You have a beat for this. Put it out. That's cool. But I remember I heard a quote of a musician saying, I think it was Pharrell or somebody else. It was like, yo, you're not famous yet. Be creative. Enjoy your creation. Act on all your beat ideas. Act on all those ideas. Here's some steps that I created for myself. I'm going to share it to everybody. Your action steps weekly to take your production process seriously. Set up a daily beat creation schedule. Treat it like you're training for a sport or the Olympics. You know what I'm saying? What do I mean by this? Taking something seriously meaning that means you're going to set yourself a schedule. You're going to do it every day. If you're super passionate about what you want to do, whether it's production, whether it's content creation, whether it's making songs, set up a daily schedule and treat it like you're training for the sport or the Olympics. Next, set up your daily online networking strategy. There are differences. There are offline, there are online networking strategies. Hey, don't just spam people in their inboxes, spam people in their DMs. No, connect with artists and build relationships. Connect with DJs and build relationships. Also, get to the next step. Network with all local DJs in your area. Send them beats so that they can play in their mixes. Don't just DM them, build relationships. And being a DJ myself, tell DJs, hey, I got an idea for a great song you can put as a remix. And for all DJs, we know Serato has stems. Stems meaning we can take the acapella out, we can put a beat in. Why is it not your beats, producers? Build relationships with your local DJs. And guess what? And I've been there. Let's say your local DJs are a bunch of gatekeeping haters. The internet has every state. That's where it's networking with your local DJs or networking nationwide or statewide. Get out of the box you're in. Don't just make it a DM. Build a relationship with your DJs. Next step, set up your weekly schedule to share your beats with artists offline in person. Every state has events. Every place has a studio. Every state has a studio. Everything has creatives coming together. Create an offline opportunity to meet with artists. And guess what? I was talking about Daysun with this earlier before we went live. I said, yo, I love that 2016 through 2019, 2020 era of my production because I was in person sharing my beats. And some days it was hard days. Some days it was great days. But it was exciting because I was growing because I was off the internet in person, making people in my local area understand I got beats. Some days they didn't like them. Some days other people liked them. Next, set up your social media content strategy. Here's some 3 ideas I put out quick for you guys. You can post your video, your beat videos daily showcasing your beats. Again, I know the haters say, everybody does this. It doesn't matter what everybody's doing. We're talking about your product, your unique sound. Nobody's going to buy a beat from you. Nobody's going to buy a track from you if nobody sees you showcasing you creating the beat, showcasing you playing the beat. Next, post daily videos sharing your thoughts as a producer. This is part of a content strategy for you to start building relationships, getting out of your head, building relationships with DJs, artists, creators, managers. People got to see you got product for sale. And lastly, set up a How to Not Beat live streams to your collection. Yo, stop hiding and hoarding your beats. Set up a live stream. What if somebody steals it? Listen, if we're going to sit in fear for the rest of our lives, or we're going to make it happen, live streams are the wave. We are on a live stream right now. This is live. Create live streams on TikTok. Create live streams on YouTube. Play your product. Show your product. Don't no cook in no state can create a customer base, keeping all their food ideas in their house. Create a live streams to do that. And also, final thought, always remember, and I sent this to my homegirl this morning, every beat in your laptop is a lottery ticket that can change your life. That's a fact. Every time you put up a beat for sale, it's another opportunity for you to earn passive income. That's a fact. All you got to do is try, Put up your beats for sale and let the universe do the work. And hey, if you need a great tool set for your production gear, you're getting tired that everybody's using the same sound from this expensive software. Nah, you can go to the link and buy the procax.bandcamp.com and get your sound pack collection. Also, which is a great another resource, you can go to cdmesd.gumroad.road, link in description, to get great packs, Gorilla drum kits, chop packs, piano packs, and things that you can invest in. Fellas, how do you feel about the topic so far? How do you feel about the tips that I shared? I'm trying to use the time wisely and get through it. What is your mindset towards what we're doing right now? You got to applaud me because the grind is real.
Amen.
Yeah, man, I agree. Sometimes you just got to make up your mind that you're just going to do it, you know, that you're just going to pursue it. You know, there were a number of years that I just looked at. I hear an echo, but
yeah, you got to lower your headphones, I think, DC.
There were a number of years that, you know, I basically, I would look at everybody and I would just look at their videos, get bored, get inspired again, look at their videos. And then I was like, why are you sitting on your talent? You know, it's time to get, so you got to make up your mind. And, you know, with Dame Dash said, you know, he was talking about the dash. What are you going to do with the dash? You know, you got your born date, your death date. What are you going to do with the dash? You know, he's linking it to him. But at the same time, you know, I don't want to leave this earth in something that I feel like was given to me. Or something that I just can't do without. It's a part of me, you know. When Karis once said, "I am hip hop," this is me. You know what I mean? It's in me. I just can't get rid of it. So I was like, I don't want to leave, and then didn't even pursue or even try to do what really drives me and I'm so passionate about. So I made up my mind is I'm going to take my gift and I'm going to pursue it. And I was watching a video and they were talking about Jim Jones, and they were saying, man, if you're a rapper or a singer or whatever, and you can't get in the door through your talent, they said, find something else to do. Let's say like you're a great rapper, but you take amazing photos, or you're a photographer or you're a videographer. They just like, do that, help somebody, service somebody until you can get the chance and the opportunity. They said Jim Jones was the homie. Then he went to doing security. Then he went to doing video. Then he just was sitting there and learning. And after learning, then he started writing and rapping and things of that nature. And he started learning the business. And then he just took it for his own. So he found his door. So it's a lot of people, you got to find your door. You know, and the way things are, you don't need anybody. Just build a door. You know, get on the internet, link in the description, you know, try the DistroKid, you know, make your music, go out, you know, either go to TuneCore, DistroKid. I'm not trying to, you know, say I'm promoting one over the other, but I do use DistroKid. And, you know, put your music out there. Start. Who cares what it sounds like when it first gets there? You know, I'm a perfectionist, and I've learned that if you don't go inch by inch, if you don't keep working at it, that it won't get better. I was watching this guy, John Makes Beats.
Yeah, he's dope. He's
dope. I love what he said. He said, you can do 10,000 hours, but if you keep doing the same thing within that 10,000 hours, what have you mastered at the end? You're just going to still be making whack, crappy beats if you keep doing the same thing. So you got to challenge yourself. You got to say, this is the goal. I got inspired at the beginning of the year watching Nick Nimmin, Think Media. You're going to hear me mention them a lot.
Yeah, because they're lit.
IQ.
They're lit.
Nick Nimmin said, make a plan. You got to make a structure. You got to make a business plan. You're going to say, I'm going to at least do like one video a week. I'm going to work at this craft. I'm going to learn to learn my device faster. We were just talking about the Fruity Loops guys and how they can, how they take those beats and they do so much with them, and they're clicking through it. Come on now. Simon Savita, he be clicking through it, talking it. I can't talk and make a beat like that. So he talks through, and you know, some things are overdubs, but at the same time, you see him playing, talking, clicking in, you know, and making things work. So you gotta work at mastering your craft. You gotta work at having confidence. You gotta work in trusting in yourself. This is your gift, so you got to push it out there. If you can tell, I'm passionate about this. But and it transfers in other areas. And once you keep putting your foot out there, you're gonna learn other things. You have no choice. Like at some point you're gonna look and say, I'm sick of the way my video looks. My first videos, I hated them because I'm like, I can't get the lighting right. I thought it was the camera, so I got rid of my Canon 60D because I thought it was the camera. No, I didn't understand aperture. I didn't understand shutter. I didn't understand the lighting, and things of that nature. So then when I got the Sony and I started watching the YouTube videos, I said, oh, so my aperture has to be a certain way. My shutter speed has to be a certain way. My frame rate has to be a certain way so that I can bring in certain light. Not only that, you got to look at how you're positioning your equipment. If you're going to do displays, what's your best angle? Even in music, you have to think, if I keep doing this 4-bar beat, what's going to happen? Sometimes you got to switch it up. That's why I said you got to reverse your samples. I know I'm going on. You got to reverse your samples. You got to try all different kinds of things to experiment and to become the best you that you can possibly be. But if you don't try, you'll constantly be sitting on the sidelines.
Before we transition to DC, thank you for that. Great bars. I want everybody to not miss what Daysun is saying. He said 3 things that are important. Please do not miss it. Number 1, you have to make the commitment. That's a fact. Number 2, he says if it's not working for you this way, add value the other way to get yourself in the door. And number 3, you're gonna suck when you start. Sorry, DC. Go ahead, continue. I don't want people to miss both of your individual great points. Go ahead.
No, and that's true. Everybody's expecting it to. I'm sorry, we've got a pet in here that keeps kicking the doggone thing. But the thing being that you can't expect you're going to start off and make Thriller. You can't expect that you're going to just.
You're not going to start off and make Thriller. That is a bar.
You're not. I mean, there's a whole lot of stuff that goes on to it. And everybody looks at the song that made the album versus the songs that never made the album. And so you have to think about that. I mean, painting cups can lead you to the Sistine Chapel, but you don't start at the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. It doesn't work that way. Everything greatness is built. It isn't just automatic. And even if you do get a one-shot kill, you still have to maintain that. And so something I would say, just from, again, I'm going to use my military background, how I became a pilot was, I had got past the age requirement. And I was like, I always want to do it. And I said, I'm going to jump on it. And this ties into just going for it. And so I just had to make a decision. So I wrote this letter to God and was like, it's in my heart, it's burning. If you let me do it, I'll do it. So I kept on going and knocking on. And so I decided to do it. And I knocked on doors and I just heard no. So one day, I just got like something pushed me while I'm sleeping. It was like, get up and take no for an answer. So anyway, long story short, just continue to knock. And then the door opened. And then lo and behold, I was, I kept persistence. It wasn't that I was the best person. And then the thing is weird. I'm an older guy in a class with dudes that are like hyper alphas. I mean, they're all the guys in there were West Point graduates. And here I am, an older black man, and they were all white. I was the only black dude in the class because there's not a lot of us with this skin tone that are pilots. But I learned a lot from them is that because I wasn't intimidated, that there were some things they did better than me, but I was in a room. And now I get a retirement check because I was in a room. And so I'm saying to all of you, it's like, listen, you got to get out of your head. There's 2 things that's going to kill you. And I'm going to tell you something I learned. It's called a coffin of comparison. It will pull you. It will kill you if you are sitting there constantly comparing yourself to other stuff. Just do it. People may say you ate up. People may say you horrible. People may do something, just give you harsh critique. But at the end of the day is, if this is something you feel you need to do, you have to decide. Listen to J. Cole say, I'm not going to let nobody stop me. And then the last thing I'm going to say is that something I've learned. I'm a huge student of Nick Saban and University of Alabama football. And this he says is that it's not about winning. They don't go to the gym and do all that stuff to work out to win. What they do with practice and working out and all that is that you do the things that need to be done to put yourself in the situation to win. You don't know how the game is going to go. Only thing you know is you got to do your best. And so I'm encouraging you right now. All of you need to kind of look at, as producers, find out like the things you got to do. Like Frank talked about the scheduling and all that kind of stuff. What are the things that you must do every day? Again, if I'm going to make the greatest wood sculpture, I've got to chop down a tree. I've got to get the wood.
DC got the bars today. Come on. Got me hyped. Go ahead.
But you do have to start there. You got to start. If I'm making statues, I got to cut concrete. It's the stuff that people don't necessarily like to do. If it's to a point where, I'm baking a cake, man, I got to get dirty. I got to be willing to get flour on me in order to be able to make that thing. And a lot of times, like, understand this. Let me just help you out. And this is something I learned in survival school, all that kind of stuff. Eating bugs is not nice, but it is what you got to do. It is that F your feelings. I'm just telling you.
You got me hyped.
You have to keep you got to keep your mindset to a point of, I don't care how I feel. I have to something I have to achieve. I got to hike these 10 miles and there's people out here simulated trying to get me. I got to go. So I can't sit back and say, I'm missing a birthday party. You know what? And I'm saying you should miss those things. What I'm saying ultimately is you have to have a mindset. Like I still get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And that still is not enough time. And I'm just sitting here telling you is that you got to, if you're going to be great, you're going to be uncomfortable. And if you're trying to get to greatness through comfort, you're going to fail. I yield the mic.
Well, listen, thank you for those gems, DC. Let me see if I can rewind them. Number one, he said you have to decide. You have to decide. Second thing he said, well, actually the first one reversed. The second thing he said is that your first song ain't going to be Thriller. He said you got to decide. He also said that something got him out the bed one day and said, go ahead and take them no's. He said, you can't make a wood sculpture unless you chop that tree. Listen, everybody watching, what's going on? I'm Kyle Leaf Wins. I'm joined here by Dccarsonmusic. Please follow and subscribe to him now. Please unfollow. I'm also here. I'm here by Daysun Civil. Please subscribe to his channel and follow him now. This is the Making Better Tracks show. The title is What's Stopping You from Taking Your Beats Seriously? Again, producers and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, everybody that's a producer, we are not famous. We are in the grind ourselves. Unless you got Grammy Awards in your house and $10 million in a banking account, we are all at the same level. We are leveled at the producer cross. Unless you got $10 million in Grammys in your house. None of us are perfect, but we're sharing our mentality, and that's what we're sharing here. But before I move on any further, I will be remiss not to tell people this, but please check out Dccarsonmusic right now. His song on Spotify. Please follow it, play it. It's called Retail Therapy. It's a banger. Please play it for sure. Let me give you some love. Let me show this. I'm not downloading the app, but DC can play it later. I just want to say that that's some of the greatness that DC has here, most definitely. But I really want to get back to these thoughts. I want to put this back right here. Always remember, every beat in your laptop is a lottery ticket that can change your life. I say this to myself all the time. It's not great. Listen, all the beats I ever sold was the beats I thought were okay. That's a fact. Second, every time you put up a beat for sale, it's another opportunity for you to earn passive income. Think about it. Just put them out. Put them out. Listen, like we said about Daysun said about TuneCore and DistroKid. If you make 5 beats a day, or let's say you make 5 beats a week, put out a 5-track beat tape every week. If there's 52 weeks in a year, by the end of the year, you can have 52 beat tapes. Somebody can hate and say, oh my God, streaming doesn't pay that much. Brother, listen, I'd rather pennies over zeros. I'd rather a resume inventory. And guess what? Here's the ticker, producers, and I'll put this out. You never know what brand of business might see your track and might use it in their campaign because it's out there. You don't know. All you got to do is try, put up your beats to sell, and let the universe do the rest. Let the universe do the rest. Real talk. Let the universe do it. Let the universe do it. I also want to share something to you guys real quick because I know we trying to be faithful of our time. Great J. Cole conversation with 21 Savage. It inspires me when I hear it. Please, YouTube, don't be a hater. Please understand that cuss words are necessary in particular degrees. Please. But I'm going to share it right now. Got it. Here we go.
But when they was talking, bro, I swear to God, I sobered up quickly. It was almost like I was on the stage. Nigga, literally, after that, I thought about basketball. Why I ain't making it basketball? Nigga, I love to play. And at this point, I'm 21 years old, you know what I mean, 22. And I'm like, nigga, why you didn't make it in basketball? Because you wasn't fucking working.
Facts.
You thought you'd be outside dribbling the fucking ball, doing something, when really niggas was in the gym with trainers, like putting in work, shooting 1,000 shots a day. And your dumb ass over there thinking you doing something, mimicking Iverson. Yeah. So it was like, yo, do you really want to look back 10, 20 years from now with this music shit and be like, the reason you didn't make it in music is because you ain't put in the work.
Word.
So I was like, fuck it. That was where the warm-up came from. Every day, nigga, I woke up, wrote verses, made beats. So, and so all that to say, the off season was like the same concept. Like, one more time before I leave, like before I feel like I'm like fulfilled in this game, let me try to reach new heights from a skill level standpoint. Remember I told you about the 7-minute drill? Like, I put myself through drills. I really try to work on my craft to like just reach new heights and push myself. So that's why I call it the off season. I know that was a long answer, but
listen. It's the mentality. The episode is called What's Stopping You from Taking Your Beat Seriously. We ain't made it. We ain't super famous, but the mentality, we have to adopt the mentality. What's stopping us from taking our track seriously? What's stopping us from taking our content seriously? What's stopping us from taking the gifts that God gave us to use to the world? Because I believe, Daysun, I want you to bring this back up, the whole thing about the Dame Dash thing one more time so people can hear that.
No, I was just basically saying, what are you going to do with the dash? You know, there, and basically, you can basically let the world dictate your life, or you can take advantage of your own life and have your own goals. Just to add to it, I was listening to Dr. Boyce Watkins last night. He was talking about, you know, Michael Jackson and what if he was killed because of owning 51% of Sony and then about to purchase Marvel. He said, I really don't want to get into speculations. He said, we have to get to the point where I'm going to paraphrase, where we pursue regardless of what's there. We pursue regardless of what's in front of our face. He said, are you not going to pursue just because it is perceived that a certain group of individuals have something over your head, or are you going to try to basically break through the ceiling if you can? So that's what you got to do. You got to trust and believe in yourself, and you got to go all in. You know, as they would say, I can't say the phrase I want to say, but throw it all to the wall. Yeah, I'm gonna say it that way. Just throw it all to the wall, and you know, you got to put your all effort into this. You know, it's all or nothing. I study a lot about business, and when you look at entrepreneurs, they say most entrepreneurs, it's like over 50% do not have a college degree. Because it's all or nothing. I have to survive. I have to do this, and this is in me. And not only that, they fail multiple times. Even when you watch the guys on Shark Tank, they'll tell you that they failed. They had 3 or 4 businesses before that one pop off. When you listen to Mr. Beast, he said, I had 3 or 4 channels before this one popped off. They learned, they studied, you know. So you got to get in. You got to trust yourself. You got to believe that you are here for a purpose. Man, you want to know, I'm going to tell you this. And people are like, oh, you're a pastor? You about to say what you about? Yes. I love the Griselda movement. And I'm going to tell you why. Because here you got these people from upstate New York. You know, they don't fit the dynamics of, it's kind of like another Wu-Tang. You know what I mean? But they push through. And they did an unconventional method of pushing through, and now everybody's like, "Oh, Griselda brought boom back. Griselda did this," but they pushed through the noise so that now you can hear them, and now they're kind of like the staple if you want dope underground hip hop. You know, people are making all these beats, you know, just so and they brought a style back, you know. But just don't get stuck in that same style. Experiment, do different things, but push through the noise to get to where you need to go. That's it.
Before I bring DC in, I want to, because again, you guys are landing such great points. I don't want people to miss them. I want to reiterate. Think about what Daysun just said, and Griselda is a perfect example of this. Do yourself a favor, producers. Watch every Griselda interview. Not even with people. Just go to YouTube and just do a deep dive on Conway, when he talks, Westside when he talks, Benny when he talks. It is literally inspirational because one thing those three have in common that they always said, we kept on creating, releasing, creating, releasing, creating, releasing, creating, releasing. An idea comes in, we release it. We put it out. He says, man, I put out 6 mixtapes this year. Or they'll say something like that. And it's like, some people are like, oh my God, you're oversaturated. No, you're not. Nobody knows us in the beginning. So in order for people to know you, they have to see you. In order for people to see you, you got to put your product out there. You have to. Like, for instance, I'm not working as hard on my beats as I am with my videos, but nobody can tell me nothing about my videos. When DC challenged me late last year, he was like, man, if you don't put up your YouTube channel, don't even call me back after 45 days. I put up that YouTube channel that week, and now I'm at over 264 videos. Nobody's telling me nothing about content, period. I'm not Mr. Beast, but I'm Mr. Consistent. I'm Mr. Learning every day. I'm Mr. Some of my videos are going to suck absolute trash. I'm Mr. I posted up 12 clips from our last show, and maybe I didn't get as much views as I like, but guess, I am Mr. Post. DC is Mr. Release Retail Therapy on Spotify. Listen to it and stream it now. Support the creator. Daysun is Mr. He got beat packs in the store. Do you understand? Link in description. And he got tracks and he got great videos dropping all the time. Again, like they both said something before I transition to DC. I want you guys to catch it. Think about this. If your life were to end and you ain't at least make the best effort, you are going to regret it in the afterlife. You're going to regret it. Continue, DC. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine, because it goes right into something. I posted something on IG the other day, Dccarsonmusic on Instagram, and it was this.
Link in description.
It says, a river cuts through rock, not because of its power, but because of its persistence. And a lot of times, and I'm real big into stuff like that because that keeps me going. Something I realized, I'll give myself an example, is that I remember I went to Nashville. I was in the music business, broke. Everything was in collections, just all messed up, man. I was renting out a room with this dude for like $150 a month. And I had no car, nothing, because my car was repossessed and all that kind of stuff. And I was just trying to make it. And then when this dude that drove by, they used to hang out back in the day. We just do all kind of crazy stuff. You know, he was like, hey, man, what you doing? I said, well, I'm waiting on my ride. He said, oh, okay. And then I was talking to him. Now, at that time, I had no degree or nothing. I mean, I was my lowest. And he was a principal at a school. And I was like, dang, man, we used to sit back and do stuff. And it's not dissing him, but I knew I was at least, you know, had the intellect to do what he did. So, or if not more. So, man, I sat back and said, at that conversation right there, man, I'm just talking to God. And I realized, man, I had to make a decision because I had all this potential, but I was so caught up in the perception of it versus the execution. And so it was just as simple as that, sitting right there. And it was like a time like today, April. And I just remember thinking to myself, do I want to still be an imposter, or do I want to be impeccable? And I said, right there on that spot. And then I made the decision. All right, went and enrolled in school. I started doing stuff, saving money, working extra hours to pay off the stuff, the debt I owed, all that kind of stuff. And the rest is history. Because it was my mindset I was so big on trying to look like it. And I see that a lot of times in the music industry, people are trying to hang out. And I think we talked about that on another show, where people will try to hang out and do the things versus being able to transition it to something that means something that's tangible, that gives you, that you can be into the industry. So the thing I'm saying for a lot is that you just have to, like, I haven't accomplished my goals in the music industry, though I tried. But then now it's kind of a reset, but I was able to accomplish something that was great. And so I realized I had the potential, but the main thing I realized, I was full of stuff, man. I was sitting there talking the game versus being in the game. And I'm sitting here and tell you is that when you are trying to go into greatness, sometimes you by yourself. Sometimes you're lonely. Sometimes you are doing things. Sometimes you're walking in it's a path of that you're not used to. But I think a lot of times we're trying to do familiar. And again, we're trying to get the praise of people versus saying, I look at it this way. You gotta look. People looked at like folks like Steve Jobs, all these kind of folks, and was like, "Man, a computer in your home or whatever, that's crazy." And look at us now. You have to have that mentality of you don't know how it is. If it's playing football, and I'm gonna say this: when you look at football, the first 8 plays are generally scripted out. After that, you have to be able to react and respond. And so I'm just encouraging you, whatever your age is, just make the decision to doggone do it. If you got 30 minutes, it takes 30 minutes a day for 21 days to develop a habit. And even longer to that to develop greatness. So just go for it.
Yeah, just go for it. Look, real quick, I'll play this one more time.
I will figure it out as I go. There's not anything that I'm supposed to do. There's not anything that's been assigned to me. I get to choose. To choose anything that's been supposed to do. Just go.
One more time.
I will figure it out as I go. There's not anything that I'm supposed to do. There's not anything that's been assigned to me. I get to choose.
I will figure it out as I go. We all 3 of us, anybody watching, we are figuring out. Listen, I'm a social media strategist, and I will tell you, nobody ain't got everything figured out on the internet. Nobody has the most working formula in the world. We will figure it out as we go. And before I transition to the topic, next topic, because I want DC and Daysun to share with you the great things that they have coming, the great things that they have, and the lot. Let me go most definitely just to reiterate to you guys some Get Focused tips. When you do what you love, your success will find you. Attract, don't chase with your catalog. Put out your music. Just create, share your gift, and network offline and online. Invest in your next 52 weeks into your craft. Have that F that mentality. Take the risk daily. Your production dreams are worth it. That's a fact. Stop shortchanging yourself. Your passion for your beats have a purpose. Start thinking about your desired outcome more than your current level of success. Focus on your faith versus your fears. Success leaves clues. Don't believe anything we're saying. Research your favorite producers. Come up and you'll see. See their grind. See how they became famous. And then you'll see these facts. Because success leaves clues. Your dreams are worth it. Work hard to see them come to life. Act on all your beat ideas. And again, as I said, if you need samples for your tracks producers, please go to the link in the description of propacks.bandcamp.music, you know what I'm saying, .com.music, and get your new packs. Also, go to cdmesd.gumroad.com, link in description, to get great drum kicks and Drake packs. But right now, before we log off, you know, I want Daysun and DC to share information about what they got going on. And please pay attention, because these are 2 great content creators. Their links are all in the description. Follow them now. Fellas, the floor is yours.
All right. Make sure you stay tuned, because I want you to basically, I got tutorial videos. You got the Machine Plus. We have the MPC Live 2. We have the new edition, the Roland SP404. You're going to work with me through the process. Make sure you subscribe to the page. We got SOUNDPACKS, not just SOUNDPACKS. We're trying to build a community, especially with my guys. If you notice, when I do lives, I always shout them out. And my other guys as well. Try to immerse you in music. You know, I'm on TikTok. I'm on YouTube. I got the series, Things You Didn't Know About Music. And, you know, right now I've been focusing on break beats, but it's not just about break beats. It's about music as well. A love for hip hop, a love for music in general. You know, you get the people that are like, man, just play the song already. You know, I'm not concerned with those. That's another thing about making sure that you build your confidence, because the naysayers are going to come, but you can't worry about the people that talk negative. Not when you got so many people talking good. Just listen to the goods, you know, and be positive. Another thing I want to say in reference to the topic, immerse yourself in the knowledge of music. You know, immerse yourself in, you know, learning things about music. You know, learning things about what you're engaged in.
That's a fire book. That's a fire book.
Engaged in.
That's a fire book.
Learn about this.
That's a fire book.
Urban music, business of urban music. You know, is some inspiration. The Emperor of Sound, Timberland. You know, this is the book of all books.
Yeah, that is the guidebook. That is the intro. Necessary. Donald Passman, the thug. You know what I'm saying?
And then here's another inspiration. Someone coming from Baltimore and being a leader in music, Def Jam, as well as Atlantic Records. But what I'm trying to say is sometimes it just can't be videos. You got to unplug yourself and get and download some more information. And after downloading some more information, application. So what is wisdom? Wisdom is knowledge, understanding, and then the application of your knowledge and your wisdom. So what you have to do is once you gain the knowledge, you have to use it. This is why iron sharpens iron. So the more you teach, the more you show, the more I love watching guys in their beat videos and things of that nature. And it is because I'm gonna get something from it. I'm gonna get some inspiration, and I'm gonna come in, not compare, because I'm gonna do what I can do, But then they may have a little tip that I can use, and then make my productions just a little bit better. But the ultimate goal, if you really want to be in this, is putting out material. Put out your material. And you can do that now for the cost of $25, for $32. You can get on these DSPs and put your music out there and build a catalog. You can build a catalog for sync licensing. Also, I wanted to say this before I pass it over, make sure I don't take up too much time. Make sure that you are not just showing everybody your content and you're not protecting the rights of your music. What you need to do is make sure you're copywriting your music, because people can still take your music. Make sure that when you put your music out there, you have your content ID on it. So if anybody, that's how in the Dad Beats podcast, they had the guy on, and he made $40,000 because people were using his music all over TikTok. Learn the business of music. That's what people. I was watching. I forgot who I was watching, and he said they don't forget that this is a business. Dr. Dre. He said most people forget that this is a business. He said, yeah, you can be creative and make music, but he said if you ask most artists, they don't know what their splits are. They don't know how much a point is. They don't know. They just making music. He said, but you won't survive unless you understand business. That's it for me.
Let me say something real quick. Number one, everybody, most importantly, this brother has great information. Please subscribe to his YouTube channel. It's fire. The series he's talking about, things we didn't know about music, popular videos. He has Akai MPC software controllers and more information regarding that. Machine Plus tutorials, reviews, and comments. Ableton Live and push tutorials and comments. Native Instruments, expansions, and more. Sample Pack, Spotlight, and a slew of shorts. Please follow Civil Days Music. Links in description right now. DC, brother.
All right, so I know y'all wasn't anticipating me saying this. I'm gonna say this straight up. If you're trying to figure it out, I'm gonna tell you what I would do, because the thing is that you can learn information, but something like matter of fact, I'll be leaving after this, sitting on a board, and then I'm on another board, and I sit on several boards. And how I got on those boards is because people value you have a pattern of good decision making. Creative thinking, problem solving. The thing I'm going to sit here and say is that if I were listening to this show, or if I even even if you're okay, I would pass this show along and I would tell them to get in touch with Frank or Daysun and cash app them $50. Let me tell you why. Even if you just have a 15 or 20 minute conversation, because one thing is, there's wisdom there that they have accumulated over decades that you're not just finna get in 2 weeks or 5 weeks or even 5 years. It's stuff that they have. So you go ahead and sit down and talk to them, because that's valuable and it can help you. It's like a cheat code. It takes you to another level versus when you sit there trying to do it all yourself. So you need to talk to somebody, because not only will they give you information, they'll give you information tailored to you. Something I learned is that, especially as us older men, we see things in younger men, see ourselves in younger men, and we try to tell them how to shift and do things. So that's kind of why I'm saying you have to invest. I'm gonna tell you, if you try to do things for free, people will take things for you, and it take things from you. You've got to be able to be invested, because hustling is good, but nobody likes a thief. I'm just telling you how that works. Okay. So
hustling is good, but nobody. DC with the bars today.
I don't know what's going on, man. I'm just be honest with you. It's just coming, but that's what I would say to you. As far as Because I'm learning. Like, they got content and stuff, bro. There's a lot of stuff I know, but there's stuff I don't know. So I'm learning. That's how Khalif and I became friends, and just really even building a relationship with Daysun, listening to like this podcast that he did Sunday. I'm learning stuff, and I'm always gonna have that mindset of a life learner. So anyway, what do I do? Well, what I can do is I've worked in live sound stuff. I'm gonna play a snippet of a song, Retail Therapy. Again, I'm not the hip hop guy, though. I can do hip hop. Okay, but this is a song I did in COVID. I'm gonna play your piece. We're gonna talk about it, and I'm gonna be out. So let me tell y'all about
DC. Mr. Steal Your Wife and Baby Mama music. I see you. Watch out for DC. You see how smooth that was? Yeah, you will steal your wife.
Let me tell you about that real quick. So that's what I can do. I can record, I can mix, I can write, I can produce. All those instruments I played myself.
And he sang. Did you hear Billy D. Carson up in here? He said, I'll steal your baby mama.
My man.
But the thing
sounds so
is,
smooth. Jesus Christ.
That was a COVID song when people wasn't shopping. You know, they went in the house. It was everything there. People wanted to get out and do things. And so I was like, all right, you know, what's going on? And just listening to women talk about, you know, I wish I could just get out and do something and things. So that's where that song came from. So here's why I'm pulling that in. And I want y'all to stream and I want you to listen to it. Ladies, if you're out there, I want you to, you know, if you taking the pictures with the duck lips, all that kind of stuff. Make
The
a reel and use
pictures
my
with
song.
the duck lips.
Yeah.
You got jokes.
Right. If you rocking it in the gym or you doing your thing, you trying on different outfits because you got that stuff, I'm going to ask you to play my song. Why not?
Retail
That's what I'm going to sit
Therapy.
here and say.
Spotify streaming right now.
Right.
Dccarsonmusic.
Right. And my daughter did that art cover. Absolutely. She just did something that was eclectic what I was looking for. And some things are coming. But here's the thing I'm going to say is that I made the decision I'm just going to do it. It had been years since I've done a song, and then it's been years because I was busy, but now I'm about to put out a lot. But I just made the decision to freaking do the song. I didn't know how to put stuff out there. It wasn't the best mix. It had been a long time since I mastered. But I just made a decision to do it, and that's kind of what I'm sitting here saying. Look, folks, you live your life where when you sit there and you are about to take your last breath, as you can say, I lived it to the fullest. The thing I would sit back every time, the thing that I look at that's always intriguing to me is a graveyard, because I think about the potential that died with them. And I want to, when I die, and you need to have that mentality where when you die, everything is squeezed out that sponge. Everything you got, every single thing out of it. And sitting here and going back and forth and arguing and worrying about somebody say and all that kind of stuff, you can't do that. Listen, there's a guy named Milton Hershey. Y'all all eat Hershey stuff. That dude went bankrupt like 8 times. And we still eating chocolate. Think about it. So, I mean, make the freaking chocolate. That's what I'm saying. Get out here, get after it. And even if you want to talk to me, shoot me something in the DM. We can talk. We can do stuff like that. But I am going to say but if you are looking for somebody to give you solid, I mean, I got to tell you, you got to get the consultation with Frank. And just even with their packs, get their packs to do your sounds, your samples with. And then the last thing I'm going to say is, as I turn the mic over, is that NAMM is coming up this week. Listen, I know you want to spend your money on gear, but most of you already got gear. Spend your money on these gears. This is what you need to do. This is your beat. This is your beat maker. This is what all your music, your keys, all of that's coming out of here. That's what you need to invest in. So before you see that shiny thing, because they're going to come out with some fire stuff, invest in you. Talk to somebody that does it. Develop a strategy and implement it. The same way you would get a personal trainer. If you're trying to get down, if you're trying to slim down, you're trying to get strong, that's what you need to do. Mic drop.
You ain't gonna lie. Now, you are on one today. Maybe you need to have board meetings before every show. Like, what's going on? Like, you know what I'm saying? Man. But everybody go, please stream. Most definitely share and play Retail Therapy. I like it because it's smooth. I'm kind of a New York aggressive dude, but please stream Retail Therapy on Spotify and all your DSPs. Trust me, you will not be sorry. It's a great track. It's smooth. It's chill. I can play it in front of my mama. I can play it in front of my family, and I can play it in front of my daughter. I can play it in front of anybody. I like music like that. It's called universal music for a reason. You know what I'm saying? But listen, guys, this has been an awesome show. Everybody, real quick, as I said before, please go to the link in the description if you need sound packs and things of that nature. Go to the Daysun's sound pack store. Great quality, great variety of information and stuff there. Most definitely. Please go to DC Carson Music's page. Everything's in links in descriptions, and invest as well. If you need other packs as well to add to your arsenal, go to propacks.bandcamp.com/music. Get your sound packs there. Links in description right there. I want everybody to recognize that we are all at the same level as producers, and unless you are sitting on Quincy Jones levels of Grammys in your house and $10 million in your account. That's number one. I thank you fellas for joining the show today. Thank you everybody for watching. Listen, everybody that's watching, support these creators. Their information is in the description. We will support you as the same. If you need social media conversations and strategies to set up your next 3 months, hit my link in description and book a schedule session. Why would you invest in going to the movies and having fun versus investing in something for your social media strategy that can outlast you and pay you back? If you need sound packs, go to Daysun Store, link in bio. Go to ProPacks, link in bio. If you really want to lock in with DC Carson because he's a musician, mixing ability, singing ability, 25 years experience, lock in with him, links in description. Thank you fellas for joining the show today. Everybody, what's stopping you from taking your beats seriously? Nothing is stopping you. The world is yours. Release your content. Do your thing. The world is yours. Stop sitting on your gift. Thank you for joining, fellas. Everybody have a great day. We'll see you on the Get Back. Peace, and we